crap. What should we do? Can't it do this? Can't it do that? And my answer is, yeah, we'll get it to do anything. Depends how much money you want to spend, and what kind of website it is. I wrote a report, I can't remember how long ago it was, just trying to explain what the various options were. Because the bottom line is tennis, cricket, hockey, squash all have their own. Number one, they all have their own domain names. Number two, they all have their own web presence. As well as socials, they all have their own web presence based on the different type of thing they're using. So I can guarantee you, because I've looked, and I look every year, that the perfect platform for a multi-sport club doesn't exist, like off the shelf.
Yeah.
But we use one that's kind of off the shelf, that's really good for cricket, because it talks to the English cricket thing, pulls in all our fixtures and results.
Ah, right, okay, great.
It actually can do it for hockey as well. So the one that we use, that Timo. So that's where, you know, the thing with the fixtures that I sent out?
Yes, yeah.
That's how I generated that from our platform. That's good for cricket and hockey, but...
Tennis?
No. Doesn't work for tennis.
District League doesn't...
No. So...
Okay.
LTA has its own system,
Sure.
Club Spark,
Yeah.
and then I think that provides functionality for booking the courts as
It
well.
does, yeah.
Because for tennis, one of the most important things is can I book a court?
Yes.
Cricket doesn't have that
Can
functionality
we do that
because
with
you
the
don't need
website
it.
at the moment, or only asking for a friend because I'm useless at convenience?
I think tennis has their own method of doing it. Squash has its own, through sort of squash, national squash platform, has a system that it uses for booking squash courts, and it works fine for them. So for me to go along and say, you should come and do what we do,
I'm just
it
thinking
just doesn't work.
New
So
members to the club, wouldn't it be nice if they could have one place to go if they wanted to book any of the sports, you know? But I mean that is.
So what we do there, to keep it simple, is we just had a holding page that said we do cricket, we do hockey, we do snooker, we do squash, we do tennis.
Yeah.
And if you want to know, so this is the tennis platform. You know, and so this back-end platform is provided through ClubSpot by the LTA. So, and it allows things like bookings and whatever. So, so you know, why not leverage that? Perfectly fine and reasonable thing to do for us to try and pay somebody to it's like inventing the wheel.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a common sense approach to it to try to get them all there. The personal opinion is to drive through here, maybe just a bit more news, and then also harmonise across, say, like social platforms as well. So, but what you find then is, so here's the test, and I'm not being sneaky because I haven't done this before, and if we tried it with cricket we'd probably get missed as well. So if I hit on news, when's the last news? So the last news item was 31st of December 2024, and the one before that was 14th of April 2024.
Okay, so this feeds into whoever gets onto comms.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter how good your website is if nobody's pushing content through it. And it's again, I've tried doing it.
Again, for the membership to be able to access things. Membership to be able to access stuff.
So what we probably need is to know of a nominated media, PR, whatever you call it, person in each section, and then get them together in a group and say, so even if those people are in a WhatsApp group, just say, here's a bit of content for something tennis are running, I don't know, the Wimbledon thing, can you push it out on your platforms? Fine, we'll do that. And then someone like me, I can then coordinate that and make sure that goes on to this platform as well. And that's, rather than trying to over-engineer a solution, that's probably the most common sense. Who does your hockey, who does your squash, who does your tennis, who does your cricket, get them together, you know, and then after that it's then about each section of please generate some news.
Please win things.
And then social can come into that as well. Caroline can hook into that, the Divine, and then all the people across all the sections are seeing it. Create the same.
Look good online.
And that's rather than trying to have one big website that covers absolutely everything. Because if you look. So this is our cricket one. The benefit of this is it shows the recent results. So all that gets pulled in automatically from the cricket platform with the things. And there's a bunch of other things. We can do team selection. People can make themselves available for matches or not. And then we'll select the team from it. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's handy from a cricket perspective for us. We could take registers when
and
the
that's
kids
because
come.
of how the ECB organise.
Well, this is a third-party platform. It's called Timo. So we pay about £30 a month, I think, for this.
Okay.
And it gets that, and then it also drives an app on the phone for like games off tonight because of the weather. You can just push it through.
I know. I wish someone would say that about my tennis, and then I'll know.
But that works well for cricket. You couldn't use it really for hockey or squash or whatever. So again, we tried it before through a single platform. Could we make everybody work? But it didn't work. So but I think the key thing with
and that's fine. I mean, look, that's
we could keep this simple. You might this brochure.
But I think
that we did,
in terms of communicating stuff to the public, which is what people want, can we use this as
it's available. We can do more with it than we do at the moment. So let's leverage that as much as we can.
Could you have members area where you could have member only information? Or
here, not at the moment. I can speak to the web. So the web developers are some guys that Tony knew because he was involved with another cricket club. So I know the guy there. And again, this was something we were going to do, but then events took over. If there's a sort of a wish list of things, then I can sit down with the guy and we can sort of say, easy, medium, hard, £10 to do, £20 to do, £150 to do, or whatever.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can probably tell you what's easy and what's not. Without. They did have this document, this brochure done, which you can print off as a PDF, and that's the hospitality. So, whether somebody wants to have a look at that and.
I think that once we come up with a kind of comms approach for marketing, there will hopefully be some sort of like sub-project on just. But I mean, it looks pretty good already.
But
really.
what I'll do for
the time to update it probably is when we manage to get this thing done. There'll be a lot to do then to promote it.
What I'll do for GMC is a summary of what the website does, what it doesn't do, and just so that they can, and also this thing, just so they've all got the same piece of information, and B, they can start to think about things they might do, and just sort of disabuse them of the idea of going away with the fairies, and just so they understand the difference between that and the app, the new S&B app on the phone, because that's linked to club control. It's not linked to any of these platforms.
Right. I'm a big fan of my app now. I've got it.
Yeah. And again, this is something. It is okay, but it's not perfect. It is pretty, rudimentary. But
you can navigate it.
Yeah, but we do pay money for it. We are a customer, and I spent half my life buying software, and you sit down with them and say, "Can we get it? We're paying you money. Can you get it to do this, this, and this?"
Or
and the thing is, if you could paint it and say, "Look, I think more clubs would buy your software if it did this and this."
Yeah,
and by the way, if you wanted to use us as a reference, if you wanted me to say some nice things about your software and say, yeah, we love it at S&B and we use it, I'm more than happy to do that if you can do this and this for us. So, you know, so if we just engage with these guys, we might get some improvements, but that's all down the road. So wait, I don't think you're playing.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but my captain's like, oh, well, if we can get the mix done. And I'm like, no, because then I'm playing in Formby twice. I only want to play in Formby once now. Sorry, I'm just letting people know I'm going to have to go and get changed. Right, okay.
So, I'll sort out the passwords for these accounts. I'll do that now.
I don't think it's antagonistic to do that. I mean, they're not officers.
No. But what I didn't want to do was do it off my own back.
Yeah.
And then, well, if you approve this, and then you go, well, I didn't know anything about it. So, you know, if you guys are happy,
I mean, for me, it's a normal handover. Is it reasonable for me to email them to say that that's what we're doing?
No, it's completely reasonable.
And also, but waited.
I always get hypersensitive. When I was IT director at various companies, they used to, like the HR director or like the CFO would go, Neil, can you arrange for this person's email to be stopped at 4 o'clock, please? So I always used to get first dibs at who was getting kicked out of the company. Yeah. Do you need to tell anybody? Well, I need to get this guy to do it because I can't do it myself. But I trust him, and we'll find out.
Well, if you want,
but no,
what I'll do is I'll go on the officers and I'll get the officers to confirm that we're all to do that.
So, and I'll change.
And then I'll ping you.
I'll change membership as well because I know Simon did have access to that as well.
Yeah, he's the only one who had access to company's house too. Yeah. It's interesting.
So I'll do those.
Okay. Right.
I'll set up a basic view of how this drive can look and sort of document that so that you guys can start to just play around with it.
Yeah.
You know, play around with it and then see what goes on.
Yeah.
And then I'll prepare something around the website, whatever. But I might not get time to do that before we go away.
Oh no. I mean, the most important thing is that the officer information is updated. That's helpful for me for bank details, so then I can do the bank mandate for that tonight. Yeah. And it gives me some positive updates for the first officers meeting tomorrow for the first GMC.
Okay.
So go and enjoy Portugal.
Cool.
I'm sure I'll be coming back to you at some stage.
Well, I don't think Claire or I ever truly have a holiday away.
Oh no! Well, I mean, you're definitely not going to have a holiday because of me.
When I was in Kuwait, Claire and I would FaceTime like 4 times a day, but most of the time it was usually about S&B. And so to avoid that, you were both on the committee. Well, yes. Well, I wasn't expecting it, a bit like you. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be slightly more positive. I mean, neither was I. I was like, now I'm waking up thinking about S&B for different reasons, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Yeah. And I keep waking up and thinking, well, maybe it didn't happen. Maybe this isn't real.
But I'm retired, you're not, so...
This is my slight concern, but I feel like if we can do some heavy lifting in the first few weeks, and this time round, if we can get people to help us out, there are people on the committee who are great.
Good process sorts a lot of it out.
It's just, there's a bit of investment up front, and then we'll see where we go from there, right?
No worries.
All good intentions. Cool, alright, I'll leave it to it.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil, I appreciate it. Hiya.
S&B won the coin toss.
Did toss a coin for win the game?
Yeah.
That's a point. Well, you just took a point in.
Knockout.
Oh, was it? So, prove it, it works.
Wednesday, yeah.
Well, if we want to.
Still need to think about the camera placement.
Well, yeah, we could try some things out.
Is that like, I don't turn that frog box on thinking, this is going to be a great watch.
You can't tell anything about
you can't tell anything about what the wicket's doing, what the ball's doing. You can't even see the ball from that.
Well, it's not really. It's never going to do that.
If you do it from on top of the side screen, you might.
Well, maybe. That side on, Tom?
No, I'm not a fan of that. Unless it was on the roof. He's crazy.
Yeah. You should know what
I'm gonna go. I've got the car, so.
Can I have a pint, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna meet Jamie and Matthew in the village.
Oh, right, okay.
But obviously I'll be on.
Well, your mum's down here.
She's not to worry about. She's below Jamie and Rosa. No, not her. She's everyone. I'm not with you there. She's the one who chose. You don't get about that. Don't drink too much. She's left messages on our mobile. Well, it does to a certain extent. But she left messages on our mobile. He's pissed. He's pissed. Let him sleep at yours. I don't want him home. I don't want him going home tonight. I don't have a clue what he's doing. I didn't hear. I have nothing. I don't want him coming home. I'm going to lock the doors. No, she doesn't want working for us. And that would make me think the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But you don't like her either, so that makes me think she's even worse. She's just a nice, really nice person. She's already worse. That is really married to
Now, she goes online, she cancels it on Facebook. Very good, she's not a cancer survivor, she's not had a cancer. She's had stage 1, 5 levels, she was stage 1. She's someone fighting for about the only ones here. She's not cancerous, which is good. Now she goes walks like why would you do that? You not have
realise what he meant. Oh my God.